I was talking about soul ties. And I had a sister hit me in my inbox thanking me for such lesson, because she had a situation, you know what I'm saying, and so and so. Now, it really made me think about it, because I only spent a small snippet, a small moment discussing soul ties. And when she sent me that message back, it really dawned on me how important this lesson really is. It really did. It made me say to myself, you know what? This is one of those lessons that I think my sisters really need. And the reason why I say my sisters is because men are not, this isn't a problem that we have. This is not, for the most part, I don't, it might be, it's always exceptions to the rule, right? But this is one of those areas that men we don't have issues in. Or I'll say the verbalization of it, or the identity of it does not, this is not a man's subject. And as a man, I wanted to really help some of you sisters, because this soul tie thing, y'all really believe it. And what ponders my mind is that these are sisters that have left the church. These are sisters that are now claiming, this esoteric spirituality. You understand? This divine spirituality. So you left organized religion. You left the church. You left religion, this over 1,000 years of doing a particular thing a particular way. You left that. And you came over into a world unknown to buy into things that, you know what I'm saying, you're deciding to buy into new things when you've left the old shit. You left that old shit. You saw it didn't work for your mama. You saw it didn't work for your daddy. You saw it didn't work for grandma. Whatever the case. Or maybe it did. I don't know. But you left it anyway. And you came over into the spiritual world and you said, you know what? The devil ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Heaven ain't real. But you know what is real? You know what is real? Soul ties. And half of you don't even know what a soul tie actually is. Or most of you don't even know the definition of a soul tie. And obviously there could be many definitions. But the blanketed definition of a soul tie is a spiritual connection. A spiritual connection. The problem with that is that we take that definition and we only make it applicable to romantic life. We only make it applicable to the romantic shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The only soul tie you got is of you in a toxic relationship of some guy. Come on, man. That's if we're gonna believe in a soul tie, then you have to believe in what it is in all facets of the definition. It is a spiritual connection, you understand, between more than one person. It's a spiritual connection between people. So a soul tie is not limited to a sexual encounter. A soul tie is not limited to your romantic relationship that did not go well. So all of y'all buying these yoni steams, all y'all sitting on these fucking yoni steams, and you prejudiciously separated, you understand? You prejudiciously separated your human experiences or your spiritual experiences. You separated them by intimate fail. Because those are the only ones you're really going to see somebody about. Those are the only soul ties you're really only going to see somebody about without understanding what that actual definition is. For me, I'm going to tell you what it's like. It's like watching somebody who claiming to be Christian. I'm at the bar and I done watched you have 6 drinks. And then as soon as your food come out, now you want to say your grace over your food. But you done consumed 6 other things. You ain't say no grace over that. We foolish in our attempts to please God. We are foolish in our attempts, you know what I'm saying, to seem spiritual. We are foolish in our attempts of self-healing because we don't go after the true understanding. We just do the shit that feel good. We do that shit that gives us that emotional release. And a lot of times, you understand, intellect has no emotion. Healing, a lot of times, has no emotion. Healing has no emotion. And I know that I'm knocking on the door of women saying, hey, hello, knock, 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 knock. Sometimes healing has no emotion. Why? Because it is a there is a actual way to get to healing. There's an actual way. The first way is acknowledgement. You cannot get to healing without acknowledgement. You understand? So what's something that we must acknowledge in this moment? What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I'm talking about acknowledging the foolish shit that you're doing in the hopes of healing. Why? Because if it's foolish, and you can say, well, who's deeming it foolish? Okay. All right. I see where you're going with that. So let me put some intellect to it. We living in Georgia. You say to me, okay, Seven, I'm about to go to New York. And I say, okay, cool. And you say, I'm about to make record time. I'm going to get to New York faster than anybody you've ever known in your life because I'm going to go 150 miles an hour. And I go, okay. And you say, you know how I'm going to get there? And I say, how? You say, I'm going to take 95 south all the way. Did you hear what I just said? We're in Georgia. You're telling me you're going to get to New York faster than anybody that's ever got to New York. I ask you, what is your method of doing so? You say, I'm going to go 150 miles an hour. That sounds great. You can do that. But in which direction? Because going 95 south is, you're completely missing it all. And this is the way a lot of people want to live life. You understand? They want to know that 150 miles an hour is going to break the sound speed. We're going to break time. We're going to kill it. But they don't want to know they're going in the wrong direction. They don't want to know that. You don't want to know that you've been spending all this fucking money on yoni steams for what? Hopefully just to tighten up the muscles down there, because that's all it's doing. Oh, it's cleansing, it's pulling. Okay, that may be the case, but it ain't cleansing you more than your period. And that's science. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Listen, let's talk about soul ties. A soul tie is defined as a spiritual connection between people. Okay. So that also means your grandmama, your friends, your neighbors, you know what I'm saying? The old man that go to church with you. You know what I mean? If we're going by definition. But you want me to believe that you done left religion. You left all these people that you've been spiritually connected to. I ain't seen none of y'all do no yoni steams for the pastor. Huh? Somebody who has indoctrinated you into their they have brainwashed you so good. You have been brainwashed so well. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to cut that tie with a yoni steam. What you do? All you did was leave. So I'm trying to figure it out. How is it that just leaving the church is good enough for that soul tie, but you got to go through all of this other ridiculous shit for a romantic relationship soul tie? That don't make no sense to me. If a soul tie is really what it is. Let me share with you something. It's the hype going the wrong way. Absolutely, Queen. Absolutely. Let me share with y'all. And I did it on the video yesterday, but some of y'all might not have seen it. So I'm going to help you all. I'm going to help you all. That thing that y'all calling a soul tie, what it is you not wanting to let go of some shit that felt good. is you not wanting to let go, you understand, of some shit that felt good in the moment. That was an in a moment situation. And that's okay. Even if that moment lasted 15 years. And now you gotta leave. The problem is that people actually want you to dead everything in your past. They actually expect you to dead. You get into a new relationship, they don't even want you talking about your ex. You better not even think about him. What you mean? I've been with this person for 15 years. Of course, when I roll past, you know what I'm saying, a schoolyard and I see kids, I'm going to remember when we had little Johnny at soccer practice. That's not a soul tie. And especially because some of y'all, majority of the people that I talk to about these soul ties, that other person wasn't even spiritual. Hello, somebody. You understand what I'm saying? How you talking about you got a soul tie? That person wasn't even spiritual. Y'all just had a good physical situation going on. It wasn't nothing spiritual about that shit. Nothing. Nothing. Because if it was more spiritual, it wouldn't have went down the way that it did. You understand what I'm saying? If it was so spiritual, you wouldn't be trying to burn your lips off, trying to forget about the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, stop it. I'm not even moving. I'm not even moving. Y'all know how I do. I start speaking this real, and then all of a sudden the wires, you know what I'm saying? The internet, he's talking that real shit. Because this is what's really saving lives, man. We are inundated by foolishness. We participate in stuff that sounds good, you know what I'm saying, until we realize this shit ain't working. But we done spent so much time in the foolery, you understand, that we done bought into it. Now we still participating. How many yoni steams you done went through, and you still, you know what I'm saying, every time you lay down, you still think about the nigga. You still, oh God. I don't understand why he doesn't want me no more. Oh God. I don't know why it didn't work. It didn't work. Oh God. It's a soul tie. I'm tired of these soul ties. Every man So you really, come on y'all. Okay. All right, we're gonna talk about this for a second. Yes, there's a certain, you know what I mean? Yes. Okay. Here, what did the queen say? She said, it's hype going the wrong way. Listen, let me share with y'all something. Okay. They want you to believe, okay, that everybody that you've had sex with, you're still carrying around. This is what they want you to believe. Y'all better be sharing this motherfucking video. I promise. This shit is going to save so many of y'all. They want you to believe every person that you've had sex with is still in you. Okay? Watch this. Because they talk about DNA, right? They're saying scientifically, every person you laid with is still in you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to pray it out. You got to do these yoni steams. You got to do all of that. Because why? They say science, right? DNA. This is what they say, right? Put your hands up. You tell me, is that why they told you that you should be doing the yoni steam? Tell me why they told you should be doing the yoni steam. Because every person that you've had sex with is still inside you. This is what they said. You've heard that so much, right, Deech? Now watch this. Because of DNA, right? DNA means the moment you've touched it. You understand? Atoms, molecules, the moment this is the steering wheel. Steering wheel. The moment I touch it, right? That's DNA. If I commit a crime, you understand? And I didn't wipe the shit down. Even if I wiped it down, see, because movies got y'all fucked up. They actually got you thinking if you wipe it down, they can't find you. We about to heal some people today. Listen to me. They tell you if they've been inside you, right? The molecules and the atoms and all the spiritual shit is still inside you, right? So why aren't you doing yoni steams for everyone you've ever gave a high five to? Why aren't you doing a yoni steam for everybody that you've ever let kiss you on your cheek? For everyone you've ever let lips touch? For everyone you've ever hugged? Every time your skin has touched someone, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Why aren't you saying your grace over the lemonade? Why are you not saying your grace over the bourbon shot? You waited for the salmon to show up for you to say your grace over that food, but you ingested it. We can't pick and choose consciousness, people. We cannot pick and choose intellect. You're either gonna open your eyes or you're gonna keep them shut. You can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways. Y'all out here got me laughing, man. I straight up be laughing at all this shit. Y'all out there doing yoni steams, you know what I'm saying, when you having whole periods. But you're not doing the yoni steam off a nigga that you high-fived the other day. You ain't doing the yoni steam off some chick, you know what I'm saying, that you high-fived the other day. Why? Because we think we do spiritual baths and burn sage and wipe down in Florida water. Right. Come on, man. Let me tell you about this Florida water. Oh, I need to do a video on Florida water. You know how much suffering is in that water? Do you understand how much suffering is in Florida water? Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is what people look like when they be talking sometimes. When I turn on these videos sometimes and people be talking, it look like this. That's what it sounds like. It's so stupid. Water is water. Because if you're using water for the principles of it, it is hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen. H2O. Hydrogen and oxygen compressed. You got water. So if you don't understand the properties of hydrogen, and if you don't understand the properties of oxygen, then how can you understand water? If you don't understand spirituality, if you don't understand elements, then what are you doing with a yoni steam? What are you doing? You might as well just be in a sauna, because you're doing the same exact thing. You're just opening up your pores. What about your mind? They ain't doing shit for your spirit. They ain't doing shit for your spirit. What that yoni steam doing for your spirit? Tell me, I'll wait. Especially if it's bullshit. It ain't doing nothing but tightening up your twat. That's all it's doing. It's tightening up your twat. Any steam would do that. You understand? It's like it's skin, ain't it? If I sat in steam, it'll tighten my skin up. But what happens when you get off the pot? Have y'all still dealing with the same shit you was dealing with when you got on the pot? But you need it so bad. You need this stuff to be real so bad. Why? Why? Why can't you just be intellectual? That's the highest form of magic. The highest form of magic, no matter how many rituals you can, no matter what, the highest form of magic is intellect. This right here will save you in so many instances. This right here will prevent so much bullshit. But you don't want this. You only want to deal with this. Y'all not even allowing people to deal with this. Y'all just running around saying the same shit to everybody over and over and over because it's the popular thing to say, but ain't nobody being healed from it. So I'm the only one that's going to say it, right? I'm the only one that's going to call bullshit on the yoni bath. The only one. And I got to be a guy to do it. So they looking at me like, oh, you don't know shit. Really? Okay. Okay. All right. I guess God's a woman too, right? Y'all take the battle of the sexes way too far. You take the battle of the sexes way too far. You're making things your enemy that's not your enemy. We are not your enemy. Mankind is not your enemy. The enemy is the program. The enemy got you doing shit, just wasting your motherfucking time. That's it. It ain't serving no enlightenment. It ain't serving no purpose. I had a queen send me a whole message yesterday thanking me, you know what I'm saying, for the release. Because why? You know it when you hear it. You know it when you hear it. These ears got safeguards to them. Some shit you following because it sound good. That's how they got you to church 2 months ago. They was like, yo, you got to hear the choir, bro. The choir be popping, my nigga. The choir? Oh, the choir, bruh. How they get you to church? The choir. That audible vibration. Because it damn sure wasn't the man up there huffing and puffing. Ha, 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 ha. Now we're going to get a selection from our choir. Hey. That's how they got you. It wasn't a ha, 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 ha. And then other ministers wanted to become ministers and thought they had to do it just like that too. So they started preaching and they was like, ha, 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 ha. And they asked him, why are you doing that? Why you hoo-haing? Why? I don't know. I thought that's how they were supposed to do it. Some of y'all doing the same shit. Y'all just following these sisters. Some of y'all need that female connection so bad, you will follow these sisters. They be like, you know what we gonna do? We gonna put all white on, we gonna march to African music, and we're jumping off the mountaintop. And you like, Ashe! Ashe! We're gonna fly today. Come on, man. Y'all got to do better for yourselves. You got to do better for your children. You got to do better for the next generation, man. You done seen this shit not working. You done had your opportunity. You're like, well, maybe that's just them. Maybe that's just them. What if I bought a car? You know what I'm saying? And the shit didn't work. You can say maybe that's just me. But everybody on the block, none of them cars are working. And you want me to believe in automatic transmissions. But this brother got a horse. This sister got a horse. And everybody I know with a horse is gone. They gone. But you don't want me to believe in the horse. Huh? You don't want me to believe. No, huh, 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 huh. You don't want me to believe in the horse. Ha, huh, huh. Y'all silly, man. I love you, though. I love you. All this soul tie shit y'all talking about, man. Those who know. That shit ain't real. And if it is, it's not divisible. It's not indivisibly so because of lovers. If you're going to believe in a soul tie, then you have to understand what a soul tie is. And it's not limited to lovers. Okay? This has been a public service announcement. I love y'all, man. You was in the choir for years, Deeks. I love y'all, man. You know, and I understand some people, they just want better. They just don't know better. And oftentimes it's so unpopular to say the thing that's unpopular. It's so dangerous to say the things that's unpopular. It's so dangerous. People will cut you off. Say that shit that's unpopular. Bow. But see, I don't care. I was already gone for 6 months. I just got back to making videos, so you know I'm popping shit. I don't care what, but it's gonna be truth. That's your truth, 7, is it? Because science is observation and theory proven over and over and over. And magic is science. Because magic should be such that every time you do it, it operates somewhat in the same way each time. You understand? Each time. If I reach for my toothbrush and I put it in my mouth and I'm able to brush on Monday, then I reach for my toothbrush and I put it in my mouth and it's hard as steel on Wednesday, do you actually think I'm going to pick that same toothbrush up and put it in my mouth on Thursday? No. Why? Because it proved to be inconsistent. That's like magic. You got to get your magic to a point where it's serving you. And the only way that it can serve you is by learning the magic, learning the truth of the sciences, understanding elements, understanding the body, understanding time, understanding light, understanding energy. You understand? That's how you forward move with this thing of spirituality and magic. There's a difference between spirituality and magic. Spirituality is spirituality. That's a consciousness. Magic is a mechanics. Spirituality is a consciousness. Magic is a mechanic. Spirituality is a consciousness. Magic is a tool. It's a tool. A tool best used when the consciousness is at a certain place. I love you all. If you knew better, you'd do better. Yeah. When you know better, it is for you to do better. And if you don't do better, what happens, you understand, life starts to fragment itself even more and even more and even more and even more. Because it's like, look, I gave you the knowledge and you chose not to listen. I gave you the knowledge and you chose not to follow. Just because this nigga wasn't wearing a kufi, just because I don't wear a kufi, you don't want to listen. Just because I'm not always in my garb, you don't want to listen. Okay, that's fine. I see you later. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that blessing comes in a whisper. Sometimes that thing you've been needing, it comes in a whisper. Sometimes it doesn't need a soapbox. Sometimes it doesn't need to be loud. Sometimes it doesn't need to be so aggressive. Sometimes, you understand? Tawana, peace, queen, I appreciate you. This is, see, and I'm going to tell you as a guy, man, as a guy, you know, majority, especially, you know, those of us who are in this spirit community, right? Like we're trying to, you know, serve the community. Most of that community are women. And do you understand? These men don't want to say shit that's unpopular to y'all women, man. They don't want to ruffle you up. They don't want to rattle your feathers. Why? Because then you're not going to buy from them. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to let them play with your yoni. You know what I'm saying? All that tantra shit. You know what I mean? I know tantra. I know tantra. I know how to heal the body on touch. Like bow, bow, bow. From the head to the feet. From the head to the feet. I ain't even got to touch on the twat. I ain't even got to tinkle the toy. I ain't got to do none of that. I could fuck with your shoulder and give you the same release from your shoulder. I could give you the same release from your shoulder as I could give you from your vagina. And I'm talking tantra. I can give you the same release touching you here than I can give you down there. I can give you the same release touching the small of your back than I can your crack. You understand? But you don't know that. You don't know that. Why? Because we are out here perverting the motherfucking truth. You understand? We out here perverting the truth. And because you don't know it, you get taken advantage of. And in your mind, I'm going to tell you, spirit is a funny thing. A placebo. You understand? A placebo. I can have you thinking that you healed for a good 2 weeks. A good 2 weeks. And guess what's going to happen? Once you have not been equipped with the proper tools of healing, and when those 2 weeks happen and you revert back to that same bullshit you was at before you came to see me, you're going to realize then, oh, damn, he was just playing with my toy. He was just twinkling. He was just tinkling my tittle with it. It's one thing to want your tinkled with. It's one thing. Be able to say that, hey, I ain't had nobody toy with my tinkle in a long time. I would rather a spiritualist toy with my tinkle so that I can at least enjoy the tinkle with the toy. But don't confuse tinkling the toy with healing. Don't confuse it. I can hug your ass for an hour. That's good. That's great. A lot of energy can come from that. But if I didn't empower you with something else, what fucking good is that hug? What good is that hug? Come on, my people. Come on. Let's rise up. I told y'all in January, where we going with this? Where we going with this is true freedom. It's true healing. You're not going to need nothing. You're not going to need nothing. You're going to be empowered within self. Yes. Yes, when I need somebody, I go see somebody. When I need to see myself, I know what to do. Sometimes you need to see yourself. But how can you see yourself if you ain't been equipped right? Some of y'all coming out of this religion thinking, oh, I don't need nobody. I don't need nobody. Yeah, you might. You might need a coach. You know what I'm saying? You might need a coach. If I decided to come out of baseball and play basketball, I don't know shit about basketball except for what I see on TV. I'm like, man, can't nobody teach me nothing. Watch. Brick. Brick. Just because certain things are invisible don't mean that it's a hoop dream. There are educated ways to your desire. There are actual algorithms to deliver to you everything you've been asking for. But if you inundate yourself with this bullshit, the time that you spending with this yoni steam, you could have been reading something. You could have been doing something else. My children participate in Christmas, but they don't believe in Santa Claus. They participate in Christmas because, shit, it's fun. You know what I'm saying? I love to see my kids opening up presents. They open them up a whole lot more times than just Christmas Day. You understand? But trust and believe, they don't believe in no damn Santa Claus, and they damn sure know it ain't no Jesus' birthday. You can go and enjoy a yoni steam, but believing that it's healing a soul tie, come on, man. Come on. Send whoever you want my way. We could do a live debate all day. I don't care about none of that. Healing doesn't need to argue, because the moment I show you the science of it, you're going to see, oh shit, he right. If I tell you, if everybody out there telling you can fly, all you got to do is believe it. Jump off the building and say Jesus 3 times. And everybody that jumped off that building and said Jesus 7 times on the way down. And everybody is on the ground. Everybody on the ground, except that one nigga that went up there. He said, Jesus, Jesus, but he had a parachute on. The nigga had a parachute on. He had a parachute, and under the parachute, he had a jetpack. He said, Jesus, 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 thank you for making me smarter than all these other niggas. He opened up the parachute, and he floated all the way down. The moral of the story. Stop with this foolishness, please. I know it might feel good. I know you sitting next to your sister, you know what I'm saying? Both of y'all on the pot together, you know what I mean? Talking about that toxic ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Both of y'all on the pot together. Why you here, girl? Girl, let me tell you what happened. What? Y'all wake up with that. I'm driving, I'm on my way to the barber. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I look over, y'all women are on the phone going in. Just going in. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Soul tie? Why don't you do this? Why don't you go look in the mirror? Give yourself thanks for being as amazing as you are. Do that. Forgive yourself for any transgression against yourself. Start there. Then, no matter who it is, and no matter what has happened, I don't care what it is. Somebody cut off your arm, somebody listen, you cannot change the past. You can't. You can't. But you can heal yourself of the present, and tomorrow won't look like that. And the way that you do it, you forgive yourself first. You know what? I didn't know no better. I thought that shit was healing me. Obviously, it didn't. I'm sorry. We're going to do better because we know better now. To Ralph, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, I forgive them. I appreciate the time that I had with them, but now it's time for me to let the bullshit go. I'm no longer talking about how hurt I was over that 16-year relationship. I'm no longer talking about, you know what I'm saying, how I felt when he left me. I'm not talking about how it felt, da-da-da-da. All of that is bullshit. Yeah, Seven, but you don't know how I feel. Yes, I do. I was married. Whole polygamous relationship. It was supposed to be honored. We had contracts. She took my kids to Vegas. You don't think I know how it feel? I was married. You don't think I know how I feel? I've probably been in love more times than you and lost them loves. Yeah, so what? Shit happens. And next. I'm not worried about getting that back. Yeah, I had to go through it. I had to. I had to mourn that. I had to. And it took time. It did. And every time I see something that reminds me of her, I smile. Every time I think about a great time with her, I smile. Why? Because that shit was cool. It was great. Just because we're not together no more don't mean that I gotta hate them 10 years of my life. It don't mean that I gotta question God or the universe or spirit. Why, Lord? Why? Why? Because you did it. You did it. So be good with that now and move on. Move on. You're not thinking about the bartender that you shook hands with. You're not thinking about the valet person that you exchange your keys with. You're not thinking about the person that's doing your hair and all the fuck shit they involved in. So let it go. Let it go. You ain't inbox me. We got a spiritual connection, don't we? You come to these lives. Why? Ain't that spirit? Ain't that a soul tie? I love y'all, man. I love y'all. Tawana, you're a hairstylist. I love y'all, man. When we do better, see, this is what allows our life to get better. Truth. It requires no emotion. It requires, you understand, observation. It requires acknowledgement. It requires action, but it don't require no emotion. I love y'all. Tawana, imagine, pick 5 women and tell them soul ties don't exist. Just say it. Just don't even go into an explanation. Girl, you know what? I saw a video the other day and this man was talking about how soul ties don't exist, and just shut up and just listen. People will defend it. They will actually defend it. Oh, yes, it do, girl. Yes, it do. Tell me why. Girl, I can't get rid of Robert. I don't know. And then I be seeing him and that, and that, and this, and that, and then, and then, and this, and that. Okay. Okay. Then ask them about somebody else that they got a spiritual connection with. Ask them if they had a spiritual connection with Robert. 9 times out of 10, they didn't. When you're in love with somebody from a spiritual place, And I'm not saying that you can't get hurt. There's ways of hurting people without the intention of it. So trust me, you can get hurt in a spiritual relationship. However, when you're in a spiritual anything, it just hit different. Even if you were to break up, it's different. Ain't nobody you got a spiritual connection with making you suffer for years after y'all ain't been together. Because they done moved on. They ain't even thinking about you. Half these ties y'all talking about, if it was a tie, they would be connected too. But they're not no more. They done left. They done gone. They moved on. And you still sitting on a fucking steam bath. You still steaming. You still steaming. Listen to that. You still steaming. They done moved on. And this is why I say life is easy. This is why I say life is easy. We make it hard. As above, so below. May all things be balanced in well alignment. May all things be balanced in well alignment. Dua, dua, as I send that back to you. Dua is love. That's love. You understand? Share this video, family. It's been Magickuptv you've been watching. And I am 7, the Alchemist.